touch it. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so I had done a review for Atomfall, and I said that it was a 9 out of 9.5 out of 10, and that it was better than Fallout. And some people may have mistook me. Like, if you've never played, if you never indulged in the Metro series, then you wouldn't have known where I was coming from when I said that. Games like this, Metro Exodus, are this is the daddy of Atomfall right here. This game right here. Like, a lot of people be like, "Oh, well, Fallout's so much better because insert this and insert that." No. This game is the daddy of Atomfall. You notice how everything's still going on in the background? Like, there's no pause menu, and you're very limited on what you can do and what you can carry with you. You have to craft items. You can only have like 5 med kits on you at a time. You can only craft so much ammo, only so many materials from the things that you acquire. You cannot craft ammo in Atomfall, but to be fair, you could not craft ammo in the original Metro games. I think you had to buy that. And you had to buy it with these pristine rounds, pre-war rounds. So you basically found bullets in the world and used those bullets as currency, right? And they were very limited. You could use them in your gun, but it was better to use them to upgrade your weapons. So yeah, Metro Exodus is just this. It's isolating. It's very lonely. There's a very limited inventory. Enemies continue to respawn. You're not the hero in this world, kind of. Well, in Artyom's little part of the world, he's a hero to his friends. Uh, but there's a sense of isolation and mystery around every corner, and you're always being outnumbered, or you just barely have enough ammo to do anything. So you always have to figure out, like, do I want to engage in combat, or do I want to try to make it a way, like, find a different way to get around, right? So you have freedom to engage in the world. You can go all in and get your butt handed to you, or you can try to be more clever in getting around the world. Uh, there's always an interesting story to pick up, and it helps to help better flush out the world around you that you're kind of lost in. And I can definitely see how Atomfall made great improvements over Metro Exodus. Metro Exodus didn't really get a whole lot of fanfare early on, and that's because everybody just mistook it as just another open world game, doing open world game stuff, but this game was not trying to be just another open world game. It was trying to be something unto itself, and it was greatly inspired by a novel series, the Metro series. So by the time the third game came along, Artyom and his friends were being pushed out of the Metro tunnels into the open world only to realize that the entire world was not a radioactive wasteland. No, it was quite the opposite. There are areas in the world that are still very much inhabitable, and they're just shocked to learn this. So yeah, when I say that Atomfall is better than Fallout, I'm saying that it borrows from games like this, which are absolutely better than Fallout. I like Fallout, but when I got into the Metro series and I started stalking through those haunted, creepy metro tunnels and engaging with a very hostile world, and I went back to Fallout, I realized that Fallout is a one of the, it's like taking a piece of used Bazooka Joe bubblegum and popping it in your mouth and chewing on it. That's what it feels like after you experience the world of Metro. You don't go back to Fallout and just say, "Yeah, this is great. This is perfect. I love it." It never happens. When you fully get into this world here and then you try to go back to a game like Fallout, it's very hard. You could still like Fallout, but you're never going to love it as much as the experience that you walked away with when you finish the saga that is the Metro games. And of course, BioShock, right? BioShock 1, BioShock 2. A lot of people gave BioShock Infinite a lot of crap, but I loved BioShock Infinite. It's hard. It's really hard to go back to Fallout and say, "I love Fallout" after you experience this world. It's very hard. And some people like, "Oh, well, that's what, it's Stalker." No, even Stalker is a quite unique experience from the Metro series. Even though 4A Games were veterans of the Stalker series, they were wanting to work on something completely different than Stalker. They wanted to create a different world. And so they fucked off and they made a different world. That's how Metro happened. So, yes, Atomfall is very much heavily inspired by Metro. So when content creators go out there and they're like, "Oh, this is just English, this is just English Fallout. It's just Fallout. It's the Fallout we always wanted." No, it's a Metro game, a Metro inspired game, I would say. And I'm sorry, but Fallout has very little to do with that. Bethesda did not corner the market on apocalyptic future wastelands. They bought into it, right? They bought a franchise that was in that genre. That doesn't make them the leaders of telling stories like that. And I think that Fallout 4 is a testament to just how they're not good at telling stories like that. New Vegas doesn't count. That was Obsidian. Fallout 3 was okay. Fallout 4 was, yeah. You could just tell, like, they're starting to lose their talent with every game they put out, right? So when Fallout 4 came along, like, the story was just not that great. And it left more questions than answers, and not in a good way. You could just tell, like, it was a very butchered storyline. It wasn't interesting at all. So, but yeah, when I say Atomfall is a better game than Fallout, I mean it's inspired by better games than Fallout. This being one of them. And I can tell by the player count, there's not a whole lot of people that know about Metro Exodus, obviously, because it's not a whole, like a household name like Fallout. That doesn't mean it doesn't deserve to be a household name, though, in games. I wanted to actually do this video when I made it to the forest, but unfortunately, because most of my save files were PlayStation 4 and this is the PS5 version of Metro, I got to replay the game before I can even get to the forest again. And just kind of revisiting Metro Exodus, it just reminds me how much I love this game. It's not perfect. It can be very annoying, very suffocating. And sometimes, like, you want to talk about fast travel in a video game, there is none here. Okay? If you're stuck anywhere on this map, you gotta truck your happy ass back to the train. You don't get any fast travel whatsoever. There is no fast travel here. And so if you decide to go off exploring and you burn through a lot of resources trying to get to a spot you see in the distance, you're going to be very disappointed when you realize that all that hard work, you just burned more resources than anything. So, as much as I love Metro, I will say that the shooting is okay. Exploration is not that great. As a matter of fact, it can be very punishing. Exploration can be very, very punishing. It's one of the reasons why you don't want to stray off too far because you're going to get your butt handed to you, unfortunately, more times than not. And if you try to lower the difficulty in this game, then you'll just end up finding less resources because the game will get easier, but you won't find as many resources if you decide to go on easy mode. So this game is a particular kind of survival game in the way that it's incredibly rewarding when you accomplish the task the way you want to, but you got to get very good at the game because it has no room for lazy gameplay. It really doesn't. You got to get good at what you're doing here. You have to really memorize the world and the maps, and you have to be prepared to trek your happy ass across a very inhospitable landscape that does not like you, giant shrimp that will eat your face, packs of roaming mutants that will tear you up, and insane bandits who only give up when there's only one left. Right? So, yeah. Yeah, Metro Exodus will always hold a special place in my heart. And I'm here to tell you that Atomfall is absolutely this kind of game. And this kind of game has very little to do with Fallout. Fallout is again, I like Fallout, but it is. It's like a cheap piece of Bazooka Joe gum. It's somewhat satisfying, but it loses its flavor and it loses its chewability the more you chew on it. And that's unfortunately what Bethesda's Fallout is. And I'm getting to the point now, I'm going to say right now, I'm getting to the point now to where the term Fallout is really just, it's getting to the point to where I'm so turned off by the very word of it because it's so much, like, it's so associated now with, like, cheapness, lazy storytelling, big open worlds that try to act like they have more substance and atmosphere than they really do. It's yeah, Bethesda's just really not cutting it anymore. And I am proud of Rebellion Games for trying to sort of push into the post-apocalyptic genre because we need more games doing that. We don't need Fallout and Stalker and I don't know, insert other ones if you will, just trying to corner the market because it's getting kind of bland. We need more studios that try to push into that genre to keep it alive. You know what I mean? Keep experimenting, keep working on stuff. So yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to take a brief moment to return to Metro Exodus and do a video on Atomfall with this game so that it makes a lot more sense. So like when people are sitting there and they're like, "Oh, there's limited inventory." Yeah, and in this game, your weapons get hella dirty and you have to clean them. And you only get 5 medkits at a time and you have to share resources. You have to decide, do I make a medkit or do I make ammo? Do I make a medkit or do I clean my gun? Like you have to make hard-hitting decisions here. There's no inventory slots in this particular game at all. nothing, you know? You get just very minimal survival things in this game. Yeah. Oh, and another thing, like people was all complaining about how enemies respawn in Atomfall, and some of those people will be like Fallout fans. It's like, okay, you're a Fallout fan, enemies constantly respawn in Bethesda's Fallout. But I noticed in Atomfall, if you go into the menu, you can actually turn off enemy respawn. So there, like I said, there's a big difference between people who play a game and people who just try a game. So for a lot of the negativity about Atomfall, some of it is just someone not actually playing the game. They tried it and it turned them off because it didn't make them feel pretty or special. You know what I mean? So, yeah, there's that. Yeah. I get it. Atomfall did not make you feel pretty. So, you stop playing it after an hour. But games like this are not designed to make you feel pretty. They're designed to really, really mess with you. These games are not here to love you. They're not here to make you feel pretty. They're here to really mess with you. And that's what makes them special. Anyway, that's all I got for now. You all have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening, and I will catch you on the flip side. These guys suck. These guys really, really suck. They are, mm. These guys, like the humanoid enemies in this game, are worse than the ones in Atomfall in that they actually blend into the environment and then they jump out at you and you don't even realize it was there, right? You really got to look for these guys. They're hella creepy. Yeah, good times. Woo!